Welcome to the 1996-97 Iowa State basketball highlight tape and a look back at one of the best teams in Cyclone history. It's time to sit back and enjoy as we bring you all the high-flying, net-ripping, slam-dunking highlights coming at you. The Cyclone fever that took Iowa State fans by storm during March Madness returns in full force with the opening tip of the new season. Over 12,000 fans turn out for the Cyclone shootout, where they are treated to plenty of fireworks and a slammin', bammin', jammin' good time. Iowa State's early season schedule would also prove to be a slam dunk. The Cyclones open the year ranked 11th in the country, and Game 1 opponent Alcorn State will not argue with that. As expected, Tim Floyd's troops getting plenty of points from Dedric Willoughby, and sophomore Tony Rampton plays well on the post as Iowa State cruises in its season opener 87-58. In fact, Rampton plays a major role for the Cyclones early in the season. With Kelvin, Cato, and Pratt both starting the year in street clothes, Rampton is the man in the middle, and he holds his own on both ends of the floor. And in game number 2 against Maryland Eastern Shore, Willoughby provides the outside punch for three. And for at least 3, the Heave finds the hoop as the Cyclones topple the Fighting Hawks by 20 and crack the nation's top 10. Up next on the Cyclone schedule is the Cyclone Challenge. Tennessee Martin provides the opposition for the 9th-ranked Iowa State Cyclones in round 1, but the Skyhawks cannot slow down Willoughby.
3. Yes, sir, right there.
Iowa State fans finally get their first look at Kelvin Cato.
6 rebounds and a dunk.
But Tony Rampton is still making the plays inside as Cato tries to play himself back into shape. Iowa State pulls away in the second half for the 21-point win, 57-36 the final, as the Cyclones move into the championship game. The Cyclones would play without Dedric Willoughby in the title game, and Stevie Johnson picks up the slack. The freshman from Beaumont, Mississippi does it from outside and in to earn all tournament honors. And Shawn Bankhead shows signs of things to come, dropping the baseline jumper. Several shooting stars on this night, but the brightest star shines at halftime as two-time Heisman Trophy finalist Troy Davis is introduced as he gets ready to leave for New York. Those chants of one more year may not have been answered, but Cyclone fans still have 2 years worth of record-setting memories to hold on to. Back to the court where another solid game by point guard Jacy Holloway leads the Cyclones to the 10-point win. Holloway named the MVP of the Cyclone Challenge as Iowa State moves to 4-0 and up to number 6 in the national rankings. Now it's time to start the in-state wars. Up first, the Drake Bulldogs, and welcome to Kelvin Cato's coming out party. Cato is an intimidating force on both ends of the floor as the Cyclones baffle the Bulldogs from the opening tip. Dedric Willoughby continues to light it up from the perimeter. And you know it's your night when these go down. Klay Edwards with the circus shot tip in. But the big story on this night is the big man. Cato controlling in the paint as Iowa State cruises to the 24-point win. Then it's the battle for bragging rights. Iowa and Iowa State and everyone from the mascots to the head coaches are into this one, but no one comes more ready to play than Shawn Bankhead. Bankhead doing it all for the Cyclones. And Kelvin Cato doing it with authority.
Cato quickly up the baseline.
And while Cato continues to punish in the paint, Dedric Willoughby is playing with pain. The senior's all-out effort helps the Cyclones build a 19-point second-half lead. Iowa would come back, but Cato rejects the late-game rally.
Simmons rejected by Cato.
Iowa State dominates in Iowa City, beating the Hawks for the second straight time at Carver Hawkeye Arena. It's not as close as the score. Cyclones take it 81-74. That impressive road win pushes Iowa State into the nation's top 5 for the first time in nearly 40 years. East Tennessee State will be the first team to test that ranking in the first round of the ISU Holiday Classic. And it is not much of a test at all, especially for Kelvin Cato. Cato continues to play like a man possessed, and no one can stop him. This game also featuring the return of Kenny Pratt, who looks to be in mid-season form with the patented "how did he do that" baseline drive. Plenty of clips for the highlight reel in this one. Iowa State moves to 7-0 and into the title game of the Holiday Classic. And in that title game, Tim Floyd meets an old friend as his mentor, Don Haskins, brings his Texas El Paso team to play for the championship. Points would be hard to come by, but once again, Kelvin Cato is hard to stop.
There's the lob. That's a good one.
Dedric Willoughby expected to sit another one out with an injury, but number 22 plays and plays well.
Willoughby for 3. Got it.
But the story in this one is defense. Tim Floyd demands it, and his troops do not disappoint.
10-second call. Iowa State really moving its feet.
Tim Floyd gets the best of his old boss as Iowa State wins a hard-fought affair to take the championship of the Holiday Classic. 'Tis the season to be jolly, especially for Cyclone fans. Iowa State hits the Christmas break with a perfect 8-0 record and the nation's number 5 ranking. Not a bad way to tip off the season. After the Christmas break, the Cyclones host Texas Pan American in their final pre-conference tune-up game, and they show no signs of a holiday layoff.
Dedric will fire. Willoughby will try to add 3 more.
The Cyclones roar out to an 11-0 lead, and Tim Floyd's looking for more.
Jacy will fire for 3. Got it.
It's a blowout by halftime, and the fun continues after the break.
Good pass by Willoughby, and Rampton finishes. Stevie Johnson, tough shot. And what a tip by Paul Shirley. On the baseline, Willoughby. Going for steal. Shirley, a great pass to Stevie Johnson. Paul Shirley doing a great job there. And a good look down low to Bankhead.
And then the Sultan of SWAT since 1996 out in style.
For the nation, another block for Cato. His 9th. Can he get double figures? Yes! Can he get 11? Yes!
He is cracking. Well, this is like a pinball game right now.
There's the trail pass. Bankhead the layup.
Oh, the crowd's enjoying it. Cato's down this end rested. He's waiting for some more swats.
The Cyclones improved to 9-0, the best start in school history, knocking off Texas Pan American tonight, 66-42.
So Iowa State will head into the new year a perfect 9-0, but things will certainly get tougher in 1997, starting with the Big 12 opener on the road in Columbia. Everyone will be gunning for the defending tournament champions, starting with the Missouri Tigers, but Dedric Willoughby is ready to shoot back.
Willoughby pulls up. Oh, wow. That was an NBA rain.
Oh, this kid's unbelievable.
And Jacy Holloway serves up a little highlight material of his own.
Good pass.
That's a great look from Holloway.
Inside, Kelvin Cato is doing his best to make life miserable for Missouri.
Cato's getting positioned too low. Woo.
But Kelvin Cato making his presence felt here in Columbia.
And off the bench, Tony Rampton turns in some big minutes in the paint.
They get it inside to Rampton. Good spin move. Count the basket, and then he is fouled.
Iowa State would struggle late in the first half, but Willoughby keeps it close with a big bomb before the buzzer.
Willoughby. Wow, what a 3 for him. Oh, my goodness. At the buzzer, it would only have been appropriate had that one gone. A flurry at the end. The Tigers are standing. Norm Stewart's club leads by 3.
The fireworks continue all the way to the locker room.
Officials, or both coaches, all over Paul Castro, one of the officials here.
Okay, now which guy is saying the right thing?
And the second half will provide more of the same. After the break, the Cyclones catch fire with Kenny Pratt providing the spark.
A little bit of Harlem Globetrotter action there. Takes it away, and Kenny Pratt's on fire.
And Holloway turns in quite a gem on both ends of the floor.
Holloway, nice behind the back dribble, taking it to the hole. Jacy Holloway.
Then it's rejection time at both buckets. Put this one at the front of the highlight reel.
By Cato. Holy smoke. Here comes Willoughby. Oh, what a block by Lee. Willoughby. How did that go? Are you kidding me?
But a 6-point Iowa State lead disappears in the final minutes as Missouri ties it at 60. This game needs a hero. Enter Jacy Holloway.
Will this one go OT? Holloway. That's a 3. Jacy Holloway. Contest against Texas Pan American. Holloway. Another big 3 for Jacy Holloway, who did not even attempt a 3 in the first half. Hits 2 big ones here.
The Cyclones still hold that 3-point lead in the final seconds, but a turnover could prove costly as Missouri gets one more chance to force overtime.
Again, the 3-point shooters, Grimm, Sutherland, Tyrone Lee. D.B. Ray might be the guy who's opened them. Grimm's got it from the corner. It's too strong. Klay Edwards corrals it. Now Pratt's got it, and time will expire. And the Cyclones win on the road for the first time in conference opening history for the Cyclones since 1977.
It's like last season all over again as Iowa State comes up on the right side of a nail-biter, winning its first ever Big 12 game, 68-65 in Columbia. 3 days later, the Cyclones come back home to host Marquette in their final non-conference game of the year, and the home team is lighting it up early.
Down low, Pratt. Over his head. Got it. Willoughby for 3. Count it. Willoughby over Pieper for 3.
He has that quickness right there. He just drives, pops back, drives Pieper off of him, and then rises up and shoots it.
And while Iowa State's bombing threes, Marquette's number 3 is trying to lower the boom on Jacy Holloway.
Cyclones are getting some second chances. Hey, Pieper just took a swing at Jacy Holloway. Pieper took a swing at him.
That almost called for an ejection.
Boy, it was right out at the top of the court where everybody could see it, too.
There's Pieper. Watch him come through. He's picking. Comes up there. He moves a little bit. Comes through. Look at there. I tell you, there's no call for that.
The Cyclones try to throw their knockout punches with a little more class. Kenny Pratt like only he can.
Pratt has it. He'll go to the line.
Well, credit that bucket to Kelvin Cato. Great hustle by Kelvin Cato. He keeps it alive.
Pratt will have to let it fly. How about that?
There's his play.
How about that? I thought he was going to have to take the jumper, Gary.
And Dedric Willoughby from behind the stripe.
Willoughby for 3. Got it. Willoughby, 3 more. Got it, plus a foul.
Oh, boy.
Dedric Willoughby will try for a 4-point play.
That looked like NBA 3-point territory to me.
The Cyclones take a 5-point lead to the locker room, and they will widen that gap after the break. Kelvin Cato trying to reject a Marquette comeback with 7 more swats on the night.
Cato the rejection.
But the Golden Eagles would rally to take the lead. Cyclones trail by as many as 7, and then Kenny Pratt leads them back.
And he misses, but Pratt goes to the board.
Oh, what
He'll try for a 3-point play.
I tell you, the guy's a competitor. He's a battler.
Down low to Pratt. Gets everybody in the air.
And what a job. A hook shot. Oh, unbelievable. He's got 3 guys he's going against right there.
But the Cyclones get the ball back with 6 seconds left. Down by 3, Dedric Willoughby will try to force overtime.
He's got it into Willoughby. That's the right guy to have it.
He should take it himself.
He shoots it over Pieper and misses. And And just like last year's game, the clock will run out with Marquette winning it after a chance for the Cyclones to tie in the closing seconds. The Marquette Golden Eagles are the winners of this one.
So now the question becomes, how will the Cyclones bounce back from their first loss of the season? The answer comes on a special day at Hilton Coliseum as the Big 8 Tournament Championship banner is unfurled before a showdown with Oklahoma. And when the Cyclones and Sooners go head-to-head, Iowa State plays like champions.
They still leave him alone at the line, and Bankhead sticks it. He has 5. They're going to have to make an adjustment to Shawn Bankhead, it looks like. Pops out to the top as it goes inside to Pratt, and Pratt throws it up, gets fouled, count the basket. And it's knocked loose. Cato and Holloway tips to Dedric. Willoughby for 3. Oh! 7 for Willoughby off the tip from Holloway, and listen.
The big guns are firing away early, and then Iowa State gets a lift from the bench.
Kenny Pratt able to pull out a tough rebound. Bankhead and Johnson. Johnson's banker good. And the Cyclones out on another run and push that lead back to 9.
Then Kelvin Cato takes out all of his frustrations on that poor old rim.
Dedric Willoughby working against Brewer. Chalk it up. Willoughby whipped a pass inside to Cato.
You see the player flashing. Oklahoma confused defensively, and it didn't take Iowa State long to find it.
And how about a statement at the other end? There's another look at the Cato jam.
Iowa State to the locker room with a 41-34 lead. After the chalk talk, crank up the highlight reel for the Cyclones' best half of the year so far.
They forced a bad shot. Look at Pratt go get it. Willoughby for 3. Well, give the credit to Kenny Pratt. Willoughby has 16. Down low it goes, and Kenny Pratt shovels it to Cato. Bankhead, Willoughby. He won't miss that. 10 points for Cato, and you knew what he was going to do the minute he saw him open down there.
Tim Floyd wants his team to finish it off strong, and the Cyclones do not disappoint.
Here's one for you. Kelvin Cato, wearing number 13, has 13 points and 13 rebounds. Make it 14. That's Stevie Johnson down inside, and I'll tell you what, the Cyclones are really playing well.
It's Iowa State cruising all the way to the buzzer.
DeAndre Harris clearing midcourt. Going to pop the 3 from way outside and finish the day big. He has 5, and that makes the final 81-55 Iowa State by 26 points over a good Oklahoma ball club.
Next up, the showdown that Cyclone fans have been pointing to since the schedule was printed. Iowa State at Kansas. The Clones have slipped to number 8 in the rankings. Kansas unbeaten and the number 1 team in the country. It's a big challenge on ESPN's Big Monday, but Kenny Pratt and company are not intimidated.
Trying to get a one-on-one move out of Pratt. Wow.
Iowa State beat Kansas in the Big 8 championship game a year ago, and Dedric Willoughby wants to make it 2 in a row with the 3.
There's that skip pass. Willoughby for 3. I'll tell you, he can flat out shoot the trifecta. I watched him today in his workout. He was knocking one down after another.
In fact, Iowa State leads it late in the half until this.
Gets it to Willoughby, and he cans the 3.
I'll tell you, he hasn't missed a jumper yet, baby.
But he's grabbing the back of his leg. It is the hamstring again.
It is the hamstring, and Dedric is done for the night. Without Willoughby, the Cyclones fall behind by 10 at the half, and then Kansas really takes over after the break. Rafe LaFren's big on both ends of the floor. Kansas up 19. More frustration. Kelvin Cato's in foul trouble, so the Cyclones are missing the inside punch as well. But Iowa State somehow hangs in there.
With that hoop, and you can see the ball thrown away, and a three-pointer by Holloway. It is a 9-point ball game.
I'll tell you, don't quit at all of these kids. They just keep battling and battling and battling.
But the Cyclones would get no closer on this night. The Jayhawks upend Iowa State 80-67 as Iowa State falls to 11-2. Dedric Willoughby still a spectator on Saturday when the Cyclones travel to Boulder to take on one of the biggest surprises in the country. Colorado unbeaten in conference play, but Kenny Pratt comes out both barrels ablazing, scoring the first 7 points of the game.
Pratt forced to take a three, and he nails it.
In fact, Iowa State is leading much of the first half until Klay Edwards is called for the block on this play, and Tim Floyd has seen enough.
Oh, boy, he's going to get another one, too. And another one. He's out of the game.
Floyd is gone, and so is the lead. The Buffs hit 6 straight free throws. The crowd goes nuts, and Colorado gives them plenty more reason to cheer. It's just one of those days for Iowa State. Like the ball's bigger than the hoop, the Cyclones on the wrong end of a whooping, 70-45 the final. So the Cyclones limp back to Hilton Coliseum, saddled with a 2-game losing streak and now ranked 14th in the nation. Again, Dedric Willoughby will not play, so Tim Floyd knows his team will have to do it with defense. The Cyclones would also find points hard to come by, so they look for a big game from the big man.
They spread the floor right here.
K-State's been changing up.
And there's the lob to Cato.
That's a play that they've had in. They've been working on that in practice. Good setup by Holloway, because he had me fooled. I thought he was taking the shot.
But Iowa State struggles much of the first half, looking sluggish on the offensive end and trailing by as many as 9. But Cato starts to crank it up before the break.
Cato won't miss this dunk. Kelvin Cato. They could have held it for 1, but that's too good a shot to pass up. And at halftime, Iowa State is within 2. It's 24-22 Kansas State. Tim Floyd will take it.
Inside 10 minutes to play, Iowa State still trailing. That's when Kelvin Cato takes over.
Rejections to get somebody open. Well, ball game, and there's Manny Dice up right there. Again, all ball.
Iowa State a 2-point lead in the ball, 5 minutes to go.
Now you're thinking of this possession every time. Get a good shot. Nice entry pass.
How's that for a good shot? Can't get a much better shot than that. Kelvin Cato, 15 points. And Iowa State up 4, its biggest lead.
Well, Cato's big, and he's coming up big, man.
The line on Cato, rock solid. 18 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 block shots as Iowa State opens up a 9-point lead. But that lead would shrink to 1, just over a minute to play, when Klay Edwards steps up big time.
Shot clock at 10.
Got to have a penetration in the kick.
Holloway leaves it for Edwards. His jumper, good! Klay hits a big J.
Boy, and I credit him there. A good penetration by Holloway to get him open, but he didn't think about anything except just rising up and taking the shot.
And how about the little guy, Jacy Holloway, playing large in so many ways, pulls down a career-high 11 boards, including this big one late in the game.
And Holloway, another rebound, that'll end it. Harris, the 3 at the buzzer, and when you know it, it doesn't go. But Iowa State the winner, 54-48. It was like pulling teeth, but they got it done, and the Cyclones get back in the win column.
It is ugly, but it is a win. Iowa State over Kansas State, 54-48. The Cyclones 12-3 and 2-2 in Big 12 play. That brings up a top 20 showdown with one of the new kids in the conference, Texas Tech. And there's good news for Cyclone fans before the opening tip. Dedric Willoughby is ready, and he will play against the 20th ranked Red Raiders. Once again, Shawn Bankhead gets Iowa State off to a good start, and then his teammates get it going as well.
Pratt again. Look at that move. Got his own wrist, miss, and throws it out to Holloway for 3. That's big. That's huge for Iowa State.
Penetrate some there.
Willoughby for 3.
But Tech shoots back with its top gun, Corey Carr. Carr will be tough to stop on this day, but Shawn Bankhead is the top stopper, and his efforts get the Hilton crowd on its feet.
Look at him cheer for defense. They're on their feet for defense. Foul against Carr, charging in. his first.
Then Kelvin Cato gets in on the act, paving the way for another big day.
Getting it off to Rayford Young. Oh, Cato said, get that out of here. Inside to Cato. Look at the position he had when he got the ball.
At the half, Iowa State leads at 31-25. And the mission after the break is to widen the gap.
Locked away by Cato. Here comes Willoughby. Young did not go after that ball. Oh, Willoughby for three.
Absolutely spectacular setup by Jacy Holloway.
Kenny Pratt, nope, got his own board, put it home.
Goes and gets the ball and sticks it in.
I think it was because it was so far off, he knew it was going to come off hard. Cato again. The Sultan and swat. It's swatting him today. Here comes Bankhead. It's magical at Hilton right now.
Hilton Coliseum explodes after the Bankhead jam as Iowa State opens up a 13-point lead. Great efforts all the way around, but none greater than Cato's. He holds Tech's big man Tony Batiste scoreless deep into the second half and swats shots all over the gym.
Cato slaps that one to midcourt.
Holy cow, he looks like an outside hitter on a volleyball team. I mean, look at this windup. I mean, he just slaps it. Look at the distance in between him. See, look, he never jumps until the offensive player jumps first.
This will be Cato's day, so get out of his way.
Shot clock down to 15. Cato with Batiste with 4. He knew it, and he just went right after him.
If you're the Red Raiders, Tony Batiste's got to get some help down there.
At Hilton Coliseum. Oh, what a pass from Holloway to Cato.
I saw Iowa State practice that play last week. That is the greatest play I've ever seen. That is the toughest pass to try to stop. And the guy jumps up and looks like he's going to shoot it, and he shoots an alley-oop pass.
But while Cato's rocking the house, Carr is rock solid as well, pouring in 26 points and pulling the Red Raiders within 1. And here's a scary sight late in the game. Dedric Willoughby pulls up lame, re-injuring the hamstring with 30 seconds to play, and Iowa State up just 3. Tech has a chance to tie it, but once again, defense saves the day. Jacy Holloway draws the charge as Iowa State holds Tech scoreless for the final 3+ minutes of the ball game. And Holloway saves the day one more time, getting the loose ball to Kenny Pratt as the Cyclones hang on to win a big one. 14th ranked Iowa State over number 20 Texas Tech, 64-61. Dedric Willoughby's hamstring has Cyclone fans concerned about the future, but Kelvin Cato's domination in the paint has them smiling on this day as Iowa State moves to 12-3, 4-2 in Big 12 action. The Cyclones take the momentum of that big win and the number 11 ranking on the road to Lincoln to take on Nebraska. Dedric Willoughby will start as Iowa State looks for win number 3 in a row. And not only will Willoughby start, but he will shoot, and he will shoot well. He will shoot very well. Over and over and over again. This time it's a 4-point play as Iowa State leads much of the first half. The Cyclones make a living from three-point land in the first half. Jacy Holloway rips net. And then just before the break, Shawn Bankhead with the first three-pointer of his Iowa State career. Clones up 33-26 at the half. Tim Floyd's words of wisdom at the half must have included keep drilling the three because Iowa State wastes no time bombing away after the break. Holloway puts the Cyclones up 10. And Willoughby widens the gap again with another one from beyond the stripe. But it's not all working well for State. Nebraska dominating on the boards, out-rebounding the Cyclones 40-19. But Tim Floyd watches his team make up for it by scorching the nets, shooting 72% from the floor in the second half. Iowa State would lead by as many as 13, but watch that lead shrink to 3 late in the game before hanging on. Kenny Pratt hits a big shot late. And then Willoughby drops three-pointer number 6 to help wrap it up. The Cyclones out-hustle the Huskers and notch a big road win, 77-67 in Lincoln. Next stop, way down south to College Station and a Big 12 battle with Texas A&M. Iowa State may be a long way from home, but there are Cyclone fans everywhere, even deep in the heart of Texas. And the Cyclones look right at home from the opening tip.
Pratt battling, comes up with it.
Boy, talk about strong hands. He went up, he ripped that ball right away from Quesada.
Holloway will fire from the corner and hit. That's a 3 for Jacy.
Everyone plays well early, but no one dominates like Kelvin Cato.
Pratt on a drive. Shovels it to Cato. Good catch, good jam.
And good hands again by Kelvin Cato. He got hit on the ball as he went up, but he had the power to take it through.
Pratt baseline. Good shovel over to Cato.
I tell you, the Cyclones right now, they are really sharp. This is as sharp as I've seen them, I think, in any one game. And Stevie Johnson now with
another block. And that breaks his record.
Yep, there it is.
Kelvin Cato breaking his own single-season record for blocks. Here he is on the offensive end.
Man, he is playing lights out right now. He's feeling it. You see him go down, pumping that fist.
It's Nebraska. Block for Cato is 5th. Pratt the other way. Leaves it for Brad Johnson. Good shovel to Cato.
Nice play by Johnson. He saw that he was going to have nothing but defenders going up for the block.
A dozen points, 5 rebounds, 5 blocks in the first half alone for Kelvin Cato.
Cato with a monster first half for Iowa State. The Cyclones take a 32-23 lead into the Chalk Talk. Several members of the Dedric Willoughby family make the trip to College Station, and they see their shooting star heated up after the break.
Good kick out, Willoughby wide open, three-pointer good.
And that gets Willoughby off the snide.
Willoughby, a quick 3 off the inbounds. Got it!
Well, the Cyclones needed that.
But there's lots of action above the rim on this night.
Oh, look at
Edwards
that.
wide open for the jam. We've seen him do it so many times off the inbounds. They fell asleep on Klay Edwards, and Jacy Holloway found him.
Had a double pick for
Edwards, the jam off the alley-oop from Holloway. What a pass that was by Jacy.
Well, Jacy, in the last 3 games, he's had 30 assists.
Kick out to Dedric for 3.
Short.
Cato got it.
But Iowa State just cannot pull away from the Aggies. The lead is only 4 late in the game when the freshman comes through in the clutch.
8 to shoot. Holloway sees the clock, knows he's got to get something going. Johnson the jumper. Big jumper for Stevie Johnson.
And then Willoughby delivers the knockout punch.
Yet they've responded. Willoughby, the 3-ball. Wow, what a shot. Third 3 of the second half for Willoughby. And Iowa State up 10. That might be the biggest shot of the game.
The Cyclones turn in some of their best highlight material of the year at Texas A&M, and Cyclone fans on hand are loving it.
But listen to this crowd chant ISU. That tells you how many Iowa State fans there are here.
Iowa State notches its 4th win in a row and heads back to Hilton with lots of momentum. With those 2 road wins, Iowa State moves up 5 spots to number 6 in the nation. Everyone talking about Sunday's big battle with number 1 Kansas, but first comes Baylor, and Tim Floyd does not like the way this one looks. Shawn Bankhead and Kenny Pratt both nursing bad backs as the list of walking wounded continues to grow. Iowa State cannot buy a bucket early on until Kelvin Cato forces one through the hoop.
In traffic, leaves it for Cato, had trouble catching. Now takes it in and slams it down.
And that breaks the spell.
That finally gets the home team going.
One-on-one, and no problem at all.
Got a pick from Holloway, got the basket, and drew the foul. Holloway set the screen and paid the price with a forearm shiver, but it freed up Stevie Johnson to get the layup. Once again, Jacy Holloway taking one for the team. Watch this.
Oh, boy. Watch this. Stevie Johnson with the jumping ability and just goes up and takes that ball right away, turns it into 3-point play. This guy's got great athletic ability.
Holloway to Pratt. Nice spin. Off the glass, tough shot. Manning had it denied by Cato.
There's that left hand you talk about where he blocks so many shots with. It's a little bit different normal defenses, but he turns and gets in that passing lane.
And this time, Willoughby does it, the three. Iowa State has about a 6-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Doesn't matter. Willoughby hits the three.
Like I say, good shooters never feel like they're in a slump or miss. They always know that they're going to make the next slump.
The Cyclones head to the locker room on a 13-0 run with a 9-point lead. It's a meager 25-16 score at the break. The second half would also be sluggish, but Iowa State's big guns fire away at the right time.
Willoughby for three. This one goes.
Like I say, a shooter never gives up. Let's hold it up, get into our offense, see if we can't get something better inside. And
Like
there
this.
goes Pratt.
Cato!
And if you're alert, Kelvin Cato like that with a Pratt, you'll get a bunch of those because Skinner's a guy that really comes off to help. And if he misses that thing, that baby's going to be laying up there like a wounded duck. Just take it and slam it home.
So they had Baylor on the ropes here, but they've run him back in. It's within 7. Cato, two-hand reverse.
Oh, if you can't get it from the right side, just reverse it and go back over your head.
Good patience by Cato, letting the traffic clear, and then throwing it down. Holloway leaves it for Pratt. Good pass back to Jacy for the layup. Looking things over, goes to Willoughby for three. Got it!
Baylor will not go away, but the Big Bear comeback is rejected by the man in the middle.
Skinner, double teamed, blocked again by Cato.
It's not exactly a thing of beauty, but the win makes Tim Floyd smile. Iowa State gets by Baylor, and now it is time to talk Jayhawks. And when you're talking Jayhawks, you're talking big-time showdown. Number 1 against number 6 on a Sunday afternoon at Hilton on national TV. First place in the Big 12 on the line, and the Cyclones come ready to play, especially Dedric Willoughby.
Pratt down court to Willoughby. Dedric pulls up, fires. Good! A three-pointer for Willoughby.
Dedric looks healthy for the first time in a long time, and he lights up the Jayhawks from the opening tip.
State. Willoughby into the lane, forces it up. Good! Tough shot by Willoughby. Williams off on the right side. Now here's a three-point shot. It's no good. The rebound knocked loose. Pratt has it to Willoughby. 17-13. Willoughby fires it. Good! A three-pointer. And it's a one-point ball game at 17-16. Now back to Holloway. To Willoughby. Dedric turns, fires, and drills another one. A three-pointer for Willoughby. And it's 19-17 Iowa State.
But while Willoughby is wowing the home folks, Jock Vaughn is answering the call for Kansas, keeping the Jayhawks on top. Then Kelvin Cato attacks the rack.
Alley-oop pass, Cato up and dunks it in. He ties it up at 23.
That gets the Hilton crowd rocking, and then Willoughby throws gas on the fire.
Trying to work himself free, guarded by Haas. Now he'll take it anyway. Good! Another three-pointer! Willoughby's fourth of the ball game, and Iowa State leads 26-24. Dedric Willoughby out by the timeline. Starts a move. Takes a long three. Good again! Oh, man, a monster three by Willoughby. Here's Vaughn at half court. No good, and Iowa State leads it 32-28. Willoughby hit about a 25 or 27-footer. Man, that is long distance right there, and a big momentum boost for halftime.
Plenty to cheer about at halftime as well, as hometown hero Fred Hoiberg returns to Hilton Coliseum to have his number retired. Former coach Johnny Orr on hand to help honor Hoiberg and pump up the crowd one more time. And Hoiberg's family is also on hand on this special day. They watch proudly as Fred's number 32 joins elite company, never to be worn again at Iowa State. The mayor gets a standing ovation at Hilton Coliseum one more time. After the halftime festivities, more to cheer about as Iowa State tries to hang on to the lead.
Holloway to Pratt. He's down low, spinning in traffic, hooks it up, good! Over Rafe LaFrenz, and it's 34-30.
But early in the second half, more Jock Vaughn as Kansas rallies to jump on top. Tim Floyd knows his team needs to make something happen, and Dedric Willoughby is the man for the job.
Pratt to Holloway to Willoughby. Dedric with the three-pointer. Good! And it's a 44-42 ball game. Back out to Willoughby, to Klay, around to Holloway. Now to Willoughby. He'll take a long one. It's good! He's found a basket. Counts a three-pointer for Dedric Willoughby. He'll go to the free throw line as he hits another three to make it 51-46. What a big time player he is.
Dedric's free throw makes it a 30-point game for the senior and gets Iowa State right back in the thick of it. But this one hurts. Kelvin Cato, playing with 4 fouls, comes up on the wrong end of a questionable call.
Throws it to Cato, in on Pierce, up with a shot, good. Oh, they fouled Cato out of the game. Pierce hit the court and Cato's out of the game. What a flop. Unbelievable, unbelievable. That's a bad call in this situation, as physical as this game has been.
Cato is done for the day, and that leaves the Cyclones struggling. Turnovers proved costly, 23 of them on the day, as Kansas starts to pull away. But Willoughby will not give up.
7, Willoughby down court, guarded by Haas, gets the screen, takes a three, hits it again.
But a career-high 36 points and a school record 9 three-pointers from Dedric is not enough on this day. Iowa State cannot conquer #1 Kansas. Cyclones fall at home 69-62. Tough game to bounce back from, but Iowa State has to be ready 3 days later with the Tigers coming to town. Missouri coming off a win over #1 Kansas and a tough loss to #2 Wake Forest. And Norm Stewart's team now has its sights set on 9th-ranked Iowa State. But the Tigers find out in a hurry that no one has cooled off Dedric Willoughby.
Bankhead comes out to Dedric, fires a long one. Good, a three-pointer by Dedric Willoughby. And Iowa State takes the lead 3-2. Here's Willoughby for the shot. Good in the lane. Dedric Willoughby slashing through the lane. Jacy to Willoughby off the screen. Good again. A jumper outside the free throw line. And Willoughby has all the Iowa State points at 7-4. Game tied at 9. Johnson back to Willoughby. Dedric a running three. Good again. Willoughby on the move. It's a three-pointer, and Iowa State's up 12-9.
Still, it's a quiet crowd at Hilton until the men in stripes get them stomping mad.
Here's Shirley, and he is hammered and called for traveling. Holy cow, what is this guy looking at?
And midway through the first half, Kelvin Cato comes to life.
Works the baseline, Tate on the drive, blocked by Cato into the hands of Pratt. Shawn Bankhead along the right baseline to Pratt in the lane, passes to Cato, and a dunk from the left side.
But the Cyclones are still struggling to stay on top until Willoughby explodes in the final minute and a half before the break.
Down court, Holloway gives it to Willoughby, sends up a long one. Good, a three-pointer from way outside the arc. Jacy off on the left side to Bankhead to Willoughby, fires it up. Good, a three-pointer for Willoughby. 35-27. 10 seconds to go. Off to Willoughby in front court. Dedric guarded by Thames with 5. Looks it over, another long one. Good! Willoughby hits again from about 25 feet. And Iowa State leads it 38-27. And Willoughby is simply amazing tonight. That last one a good 25-footer.
And the Iowa State avalanche continues in the second half.
There's a pass and a dunk by Cato. A perfect feed from Holloway, and Cato gets the slam dunk. Around to Dedric Willoughby to Holloway. Holloway passes up the shot, now takes a long one. Good, a three-pointer for Holloway. 43-27. Missouri wants a timeout as Jacy Holloway clips one from the right side.
Tim Floyd watches his team crank it up and open up a 16-point lead. Then midway through the second half, tempers begin to flare.
Real offensive foul on Sutherland, and he gets tangled up with somebody. DeAndre Harris, as so often happens. Norm Stewart flies off onto the court. And now, we got a technical called on somebody. Norm Stewart is going to go out there on the court. He may be gone. Maybe it wasn't first of all on Norm, but he better be careful or he will get one.
But it's all over by then. Another huge night for Willoughby, who tallies 27 points and earns an early night off. And it's also a big night for Stevie Johnson, who turns in his biggest night as a Cyclone.
A nice move. Inbound for the Cyclones. Alley-oop to Johnson. Good! Stevie Johnson on the perfect feed from DeAndre Harris. 80-56.
But the loudest late game cheer goes to Ha-Keem Abdel-Khaliq, who gets in the game in the final minute and gives the hometown crowd one more reason to cheer.
80-57. Khaliq for three. Good! Ha-Keem Abdel-Khaliq nails a three-pointer, and Iowa State goes up 83-57. How about Ha-Keem?
The crowd obviously loves him. This is a great guy. A real favorite among the players as well as the crowd of the Iowa State bench. They're still on their feet.
DeAndre Harris pours in two more right before the buzzer as Iowa State mauls Missouri big time. Cyclones cruising past Mizzou, 87-59 the final. The Cyclones ride the momentum of that 28-point win into Manhattan for what has the makings of a dangerous game with the Wildcats. Tom Asbury's teams have a history of playing Iowa State tough, and today's game will be no exception. Paul Shirley in the thick of the action, early scoring and assisting.
Defensive end. Now a foul is going to be called against Schwarzenberger, and Stevie Johnson knocked that shot down.
It's an unbelievable shot. Look at Shirley as the ball saves it. Kansas State still going, and look at this shot.
But Iowa State is struggling, especially Dedric Willoughby. After two great shooting games, Willoughby misses his first 4 threes before finally heating it up.
Holloway now double picked off Willoughby. Here comes another pick. Boy, he caught it, he got the look, and he knocked it down from way outside of 3 and was tackled after.
The Cyclones close the gap to 3 late in the half, but K-State's Paco May is about to beat the buzzer.
1 second left in the half as Paco May loose and banks it in. It's a 3 and it counts. How about that for momentum? A John Sunvold, I'll swear.
How about this for momentum going in? The rebound, watch the spin at half court. Oh, he called it, folks.
So it's Wildcats by 6 to start the second half, and it does not get any better after the break as Manny Dice rattles the rim. Kelvin Cato does not start the second half, but midway through the final period, the big man comes to life.
And a walk point, but Cato's there. Oh, and he took it back up and jammed it.
Willoughby misses the jump shot. Watch how high Kelvin Cato gets up. Now the patience. The ball fake. 4 white jerseys around him. He dunks it like old Fred White used to dunk it back then.
You bet. Not on the step ladder.
You don't pay attention, he does some good things.
Nice look. Cato slapped it back out. Kenny Pratt saves it.
Only 4 seconds left.
Holloway for 3, and that's big for Iowa State. Jacy Holloway with a huge bucket for the Cyclones.
How many times have we seen that?
Iowa State down 6 looking for a shot. They've got it. Down inside, Kenny Pratt with a spinner. Oh, what a move by Kenny Pratt.
They like to set a pick for Willoughby. Watch Pratt slip the pick. He just slips through. Terrific pass by Holloway. And then again, get the body in, get the spin move in off the board.
But the Cyclones are still down 5 with less than 3 minutes to play, and that's when Tim Floyd decides it's time to foul Gerald Aker, but it does not go as planned.
At any rate, Kansas State.
Oh, they're going to call it intentional foul.
They're going to call it intentional. Tim Floyd doesn't like it. Tim Floyd really unhappy, talking to one of the officials here, Eric Harmon. Careful, Tim. The official being very lenient here. He knows that Tim Floyd really upset with him, and he doesn't want to hit him with the tee.
Floyd is hot, but Aker is cold from the stripe, bricking them both, and that sparks a stunning Cyclone rally.
Rhodes, good rebound. John Rhodes is having a tough shooting day. 1 for 10. Wow. Willoughby. Oh, my
goodness. Hey, don't quit on great players, folks. Do not quit on great players.
12 on the shot clock, and they've got it in Taco May's hands. Takes Willoughby low. Cato's there and knocked it right over toward us, and Willoughby's in open court with the basketball. Shovel to Pratt. The bucket is good. And Iowa State is back.
And they have now tied it up with a chance to take the lead. And the defensive play by Kelvin Cato. These kids know how to win. Look at that intensity. Look at that intensity. It's a senior ball club. They've been around.
Where's Willoughby? Schwarzenegger is back on Willoughby again.
Oh, he slipped the pick once again. Second time this half. Good pass by Holloway. How about this? They've run this again. They slipped the pick. Instead of picking for Willoughby, Pratt faked it, slipped in there, and Holloway puts it right on the money. That's the second time we've seen that in the last 10 minutes.
And there is intensity in the huddle as well as Tim Floyd urges his team to hang on.
He's always animated when he's communicating to his team.
And the veteran club does just that.
Ranked number 9 in the nation. Marcus McCullough hits the 3, but it's not going to do him any good. The final score, 62-58. Iowa State going to 18-4, 9-3 in the Big 12.
It's one of Iowa State's uglier performances of the year, but at the final buzzer, it shows something special. This team knows how to win, and there's a lot of winning still to come. The road trip continues as the Cyclones head further south, down to Austin, Texas, to hook up with the Horns. Texas is pointing to this one as a must-win game, and the hometown fans are into it early until Kenny Pratt quiets the crowd.
They're on their feet in Austin. Pratt using his body well.
There's where he wants the ball, and that's where Kenny Pratt is effective.
But the Cyclones are still trailing midway through the first half when Stevie Johnson comes off the bench and lights a fire.
He's got it now and takes that jump shot. Johnson's been hot lately.
What a big shot for the freshman. Just steps in the ball game after the timeout, hits an open jumper. Now Texas has to guard somebody else.
Back into Johnson from Holloway.
How about the play? The kick out, right back inside. Another basket for Johnson.
And for the second game in a row, Dedric Willoughby starts slow, but keeps firing away as Iowa State eyes the lead.
They run a little back pick for him, and folks, this kid will not quit shooting.
DeAndre Harris running the point now for the Cyclones. Good penetration inside, and Cato. Pratt again, and again, that same move, kissing it off the glass.
Pratt's bucket off the glass puts Iowa State up 3, but Al Coleman answers by driving the length of the floor to beat the buzzer. That cuts the gap to 1. It's a good one in Austin. At halftime, Iowa State leads it 30-29. After the break, Iowa State shows signs of taking charge.
The alley-oop almost made, and then
Cato about tore the shot clock off with the dunk.
Willoughby wide open for 3, and when he's wide open for 3, that's usually the result.
But Texas responds with a 12-0 run, and the Cyclones go from 6 up to 6 down just like that. They may be down, but never out. Dedric Willoughby leads the comeback.
Willoughby working off a pick. He hits a 3. Both teams are warming up now.
Good pass.
That's a great pass into Klay Edwards.
What a pass. The switching defense down low. Holloway spots it, puts it right on the money.
But once again, the Cyclones find themselves trailing by 5 with just over 2 minutes to play. Does this team have another late-game road rally up its sleeve? Willoughby provides the answer.
Here comes Iowa State. Willoughby. That's for 3. Counted. Wow. Timeout, Iowa State. Tom Henderson shocked right now as Iowa State again climbs off the mat. They're within 1.
This team knows how to win. Watch Holloway. Looks like he's going to toe it up. Here comes the defense. They dropped inside Coleman. You cannot leave Willoughby, the shooter, open. You'd rather have Holloway take that shot.
Yeah.
So Iowa State is within 1, and when the Longhorns miss at the line, the Cyclones have a chance to take the lead in the final seconds.
The rebound, the Cyclones with a chance to take the lead. Wow.
Well, 2 guys, Willoughby on the outside, Pratt on the inside.
Pratt's got it. He's got it. And Iowa State with the lead. Texas calls timeout. What a comeback for Iowa State. Tim Floyd ecstatic right now with 11.4 seconds to go.
Texas is stunned, but the Horns still have 11 seconds to work with, and they make the most of them.
Holman can push. Holman, remember he made the last half shot. Misses this one. Oh my! Oh my! Dennis Jordan tips it home, and Texas has the lead.
The Cyclones need a miracle in the final 3 seconds, but it's not going to happen this time. The inbounds pass is picked off, and the home team celebrates. Great game, great comeback, not so great ending. As Iowa State stumbles on the road, Texas wins it 57-56.
What a game.
So the Cyclones hope to bounce back home against Nebraska, and the hometown crowd is on its feet before the opening tip. As Shawn Bankhead steps aside and gives fellow senior Ha-Keem Abdel-Khaliq his first start at Iowa State. It is a special day for a special Cyclone. Iowa State struggles to find a rhythm in the first half, but when they get it going, there's plenty for the highlight reel.
Leaves it for Willoughby for three. Iowa State will find him, and you need to be there. He's got a quick release. Pratt baseline for Cato. Good helping defense. Frees up Kelvin Cato. And he doesn't miss from that distance very often. Lou around. Oh, no look. Beautiful pass to Floyd. But Cato swats it out of bounds. Stevie Johnson, Willoughby for three. There's your shooter. At home has 8 double-doubles, so he can score. Willoughby for three. Stops that scoring drought.
But Tim Floyd's troops still trail by 5 at the half. After the break, the Cyclones mount a rally, and defense keys the comeback.
Willoughby for three! He was in the third row that time. The numbers were not there for Iowa State. It was a 2-on-3. So he pulls up from 25.
And then Kelvin Cato goes above the rim to rock the house.
Cato climbs the bat and dunks it home. Rebounding many times is an attitude, and he's got it. You got to want to go get that ball. He got it in between a couple of black jerseys and dominated the play.
Didn't take Teron Lou out of the ballgame. That should create opportunities for other people.
Markowski goes into tall timber and has it blocked away. Here's Stevie Johnson! Timeout, Nebraska. Iowa State has its biggest lead at 6 points.
Stevie Johnson's jam helps the Cyclones electrify the crowd, but his best move is yet to come.
Willoughby goes to the line and feeds for Johnson with a great move! Oh, Stevie Johnson! How athletic is he? That gets everybody out of their seats.
It looks like the Cyclones are on their way back to the win column, up 7 points with 4 minutes to play. But that's when Tyronn Lue starts dropping bombs all over the gym. And when Lue finally misses inside a minute to play, the rebound goes to the Huskers. Big man Brian Garner drops a triple, and we are tied at 64. Still, Iowa State has a chance to fire the last shot and win it at the buzzer.
Gets the pick from Willoughby. There's Pratt. He's going to go inside. It won't fall, and we've got overtime.
So we are headed for overtime, and in the OT, Lue stays hot. The little guy nets a game-high 30 points. Meanwhile, Iowa State is going down hard. Kelvin Cato hits the hardwood in pain, and the Cyclones have no answers in overtime. This one is tough to take. Iowa State lets one slip away against Nebraska. Huskers over the Cyclones, 74-69 in OT. So for the first time this season, the Cyclones are riding a losing skid, and they will try to snap it on senior night at Hilton Coliseum. 6 seniors hoping to go out in style and looking for revenge against number 19 Colorado. Ricardo Patton's Buffalo shelled ISU by 25 out in Boulder, and Tim Floyd was not around to see much of it. He would see all of it on this night, and he likes what he sees early on.
Pratt with a good catch and a spin to the hoop, leaving it for Cato. Nice work by Kenny Pratt.
Comes across right now, goes up and sees Cato going in, and there's the two-hand slam.
And there's a steal by Pratt. Kenny Pratt to the hoop. The foul, the basket counts.
Kenny Pratt helps ISU jump out to a 14-7 lead. Then the Buffs rallied to take the advantage. But the final run of the half belongs to the home team.
Johnson, good look down low to Willoughby. Lean-in shot, banked it in.
That's what you want right there, Dennis, to shoot that outside shot.
Holloway connects. That's a 2. He had a foot on the line. Harris leaves it for Edwards. Open jumper for Klay.
There's the penetration, and there's the kick.
Cato down low, turnaround jumper. Got it.
It is a tight one at the break. Iowa State leading it 31-29. Second half, and the Cyclones go back to Pratt to widen the gap.
Hey, when that happens, Pratt inside. He'll go for the three-point play.
That shows you the strong hands that Pratt has right there. He was grabbed just as he was going up. He was able to take it right through the grab and get it up on the glass.
In fact, the seniors all come through in their last game at home.
You never want to relax on a guy like Phillips. He's a guy that can just explode at any time.
A lot like Dedric Willoughby. 4 on the shot clock.
We're alive.
2 on the shot clock. Bankhead fires and hits.
What a key play. What a key play.
And in the final minute, the Hilton curtain comes down for the final time.
Ha-Keem Abdel-Khaliq will check into the ball game. And a big hand coming up because the 5 seniors are on the floor right now. There's Shawn Bankhead.
Boy, let me tell you, I've been through this as an athlete and a former player, and what a thrill to be in this spot where you can take them out one by one, see them recognized. Kenny Pratt first. And as a senior, wait out there, get the long walk. Enjoy this walk right here for Jacy Holloway.
Jacy Holloway, 4 years, starting point guard at Iowa State.
He wasn't going to be able to start 6 of them here tonight.
The biggest ovation of all for Dedric Willoughby.
Second team All-American by Basketball Weekly.
Iowa State wins it 65-54, locking up a first-round bye in the Big 12 tournament. The Cyclones wrap up the regular season on a Saturday night in Stillwater. Kelvin Cato's sore shoulder keeps him home in Ames, but Tim Floyd's team comes out ready to gun down the Cowboys.
Holloway is wide open for the three-pointer. Well, double team. Hits over Robish. Nice touch on the turnaround for Kenny Pratt.
And with Cato out of action, Jacy Holloway finds a couple of new targets on the other end of the alley-oop.
Iowa State is going to play that soft man-to-man over the top.
That's why Stevie Johnson is such a prize. A 38-inch vertical leap. He runs a 4.3 40-yard dash.
Cato, when you block 100 shots in a season.
Twice in a row, the alley-oop works. This time it's to Klay Edwards, and Holloway throws it perfectly each time.
Toss in a couple of three-point bombs.
Because he's playing so far out, that's why he was able to block the shot.
Willoughby had a step on Atkins. That's all he needs as a group. Holloway, a big part of that. 2 threes for Jacy Holloway.
And you have an 11-point halftime lead. Iowa State up 35-24 at the break. Second half, and the Cyclones stay in charge.
Bankhead underneath. Rampton somehow muscles that one in. Concentrate their efforts on stopping those 2. Willoughby gets the roll.
The Willoughby jumper puts ISU up by 14, and they still have double-digit leads midway through the second half. But then the wheels come off the wagon. This bucket, part of a 13-0 Cowboy run, puts Oklahoma State ahead by 1. Iowa State would rally to tie it twice with free throws, but the Cowboys do even more damage from the charity stripe. That seals the deal as Oklahoma State completes the comeback and knocks off Iowa State by 4. But there is new life just around the corner, and what has become a favorite time of year for Cyclone sports fans, a trip to Kansas City for the conference tournament. Kemper Arena hosted one of the most memorable weekends in ISU sports history last season. This year it is the first ever Big 12 basketball tournament, and Iowa State opens with a tough team from Texas Tech. But Iowa State's big man is up to the big challenge.
Oh boy, Cato up over Petit.
Watch this entry pass from Kenny Pratt. Look, he's got him sealed, turns his body, and then just pins him. That's great execution. You know what? This may be the best play Kelvin Cato makes all year.
Oh, there's one.
You end up making a dumb play like this. And I'm sorry, but that's a dumb play at this stage in the game when you've already got 2 fouls. Really surprised Iowa State hadn't gone back inside to Kelvin Cato with the T on the bench.
No, but Cato, wow.
Wow is right. What a monster follow-up. Nobody puts a body on Kelvin Cato. They're down there guarding, and then when the shot goes up, look, he releases to go over to double team, and nobody's near putting a body on him. And let me tell you something, if you're playing Kelvin Cato, it'd be a real good idea on the offensive boards to put a body on him.
And Cato gets a little help from his friends as well. Dedric Willoughby sinks a 3-ball. And then Kenny Pratt goes to work.
Ball game. Pratt leaning in, count it. He's fouled by Owens.
He's asked him to do this year.
More than he ever. Willoughby, nice soft touch. And all of a sudden, the Cyclones are pulling away in the closing stages of the first half. And their crowd can feel it.
But the Cyclones are only up 2 at the half. After the break, Iowa State comes out smoking and puts together one of its best runs of the season.
Willoughby coming out of the locker room firing. He hits his first 3 of the second half. Pratt taking it to Cooper. Strong to the hole.
It's been all Kenny Pratt, and they just don't have an answer for him. I mean, Kenny Pratt is just so dadgum strong.
Willoughby tries another 3. Oh, he's on target now.
And that's a sweet play.
45-43, Iowa State. Cato. That'll bring him to their feet names.
Well, Kelvin Cato just steps towards the basket.
Fast break, Willoughby. Other side of the hoop. Wow.
Sweet shot by Dedric Willoughby.
Timeout, Texas Tech. They've taken a 20 to stop the run.
What a beautiful shot by Dedric Willoughby. Look at him use the rim. Double pump, comes back up and under. That is sweet. Hey, but the play before that, watch Kelvin Cato. Watch Willoughby steps in, comes back out. You see Willoughby at the top of your screen? They were concentrating so much on Willoughby stepping out that Cato does a good job of just releasing to the basket.
And Cyclone fans will have even more to cheer about as Willoughby stays red hot.
Willoughby, wide open three-pointer. He's hit them all this half. Willoughby on fire now with 23 points. He hasn't missed a shot in the second half.
Good screen.
Willoughby. Oh, is he in the zone?
Iowa State leads by as many as 11 before Tech starts to make its run. But Kenny Pratt tries to hold him off.
Oh, my goodness.
Pratt again.
Yeah, but did you see the screen that Dedric Willoughby laid on Janae Cooper? Wow.
Willoughby's free throw puts ISU up 7 points with just 24 seconds left, but it is far from over. Tech has now cut the gap to 4, and Lady Luck seems to be riding with the Red Raiders.
The Petit to Bonowitz. Holloway was right there. Bonowitz with it off. Timeout.
Holy cow.
5 seconds to go. It's a 1-point ball game.
Are you kidding me? A leading one-handed bank shot with 5.1 seconds. Wow, what a shot.
So Tech is within 1, and Pratt's free throw will make it 2. But now it's time to hang on and hold your breath.
A good pressure defense. See, look where he caught the ball, way down on the baseline.
Carr gets up a 3. Oh! It hit iron and almost went down.
one of the tournament so far. Iowa State hanging on to Cyclones, picking up their 20th win, but the Red Raiders make it exciting right down to this last shot.
Well, and a pretty good look at the basket. Corey Carr so athletic, he jumps up, and there's Kelvin Cato again jumping at him, trying to change that shot. And look at James Dickey's reaction. When you talk about a heartbreak, he's saying, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh!
And then his next reaction is, hey, you did a great job, Corey. Nice try, and Iowa State saying, whoo, boy, we survived.
Cyclone fans breathe a collective sigh of relief as ISU holds off Texas Tech to move on to the semis. And in the semis, the brackets lead Iowa State to a third shot at number 1. The Cyclones will face the top-ranked Kansas Jayhawks, the team ISU beat for the Big 8 title a year ago. And the Cyclones are looking to reject another championship run by KU. Kenny Pratt leading Iowa State early on in this one.
Pratt, good move.
And then Klay Edwards scores off the left-handed putback, and we're tied at 14. But Dedric Willoughby says not tied for long.
Willoughby to penetrate. For 3, Willoughby! He will not miss many easy looks.
But Kansas has plenty of answers, this time from Jacques Vaughn as KU regains the lead. But ISU is still in it late in the half thanks to Kenny Pratt.
Pratt hits another shot, a carbon copy of the last one.
He's accepted the challenge.
Iowa State hits the locker room right in the thick of it, trailing 27-23. But after the break, it is all KU. Iowa State seeing far too much of this and not nearly enough of this. The Cyclones' first field goal of the second half at the 9.5-minute mark. Meanwhile, the Jayhawks are putting it in cruise control at Kemper.
Iowa State's tired, Dave.
And the Iowa State bright spots are few and far between.
Here comes Willoughby. Only open look he's had today.
It is an afternoon to forget at Kemper as Iowa State goes down and goes down hard. It is painful in more ways than one as the Cyclones come crashing down 72-48 the final. The Cyclones could not repeat the magic of a year ago in Kansas City, but it has still been a remarkable season for Iowa State. And a good run of the NCAA tournament has made this a season to remember.